I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission for a better life. Hi guys, so I first of all must say hello. I'm Denise and I want to apologise very much for the late delivery of this video. I always say that my videos will be uploaded on Thursdays, but I've been really unwell, so if anyone reads my blog as well, you'll have noticed there's been no updates on there either for over a week. Been really poorly, stuffed up nose and then a runny nose and a cough and lost my voice and hurt to swallow, like my glands were up, absolutely so tired, like all the time, and just really generally grotty, and it's quite depressing in some ways, because I kept saying to everyone 2020 is going to be our family's year for great things, and all we seem to have had so far this year is illness, so it's all a bit blur, but I'm back, I'm raring to go, and I'm here to give you the my news and views for February 2020. So basically, if you're new to my channel, then this is a monthly item that I'm doing, which is just telling you about what I've been up to for the month. So I'm going to talk to you about things I've been watching on TV or Netflix, anything I've been reading, anything that we've been doing, if we've been out anywhere, you know, for any events or days out. And sorry, I'm looking over here because I've got a list of things to remind myself what I'm doing. You know, things that I've been putting on the blog in case any of that's interesting for you. So it's just a rundown basically of like recapping my month, and I'm going to do them every month towards the end of each month and see what you think, and then if you like it I'll keep doing it, if you don't then obviously I can move on to something else, but I'll give them a few goes. You know, I'm going to do 4, 5, 6 of them to start with and see how we get on. So thank you for coming over to watch me, and let's get started. So I have been watching some really good shows, and I'd love to know if you've seen them. If you've seen them, what did you think? Did you enjoy them too? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you haven't seen them yet, but then after listening to me, you decide to give them a go, let me know what you thought. And if you feel, you know, agree with me or not. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is called Lock and Key. This is a fantasy type programme. It's on Netflix. The whole season's on there. I binge watched it in like 2 days because I absolutely loved it. I couldn't believe it. The first one I was a bit but once we got to the second one and onwards, then I was just completely hooked. But you've got to like that kind of fantasy sci-fi stuff, obviously, because my oldest daughter Lauren saw me talking about this on Instagram, and she then decided to watch it, and she thought it was rubbish, and after 2 episodes she was like, it's rubbish, it's not realistic. But I'm like, well no, it's fantasy, it's not meant to be realistic. So basically this is all about a family that have to move into an old house because somebody, a relative, has died, and we get to this new house and there's these keys that only the children can find. They sort of get called to them like a whistly sort of sound makes them aware that there's a key, and the keys open doors in the house. But they do like special things. So like one key, you could say, I want to go to the moon, and if you open the door, the moon would be there, and you could walk on the moon, sort of thing. So you can go anywhere you want. And then other keys do other things. Some of them are a bit more sinister, and there's a whole, you know, mystery going on of why the keys are doing what they're doing, and there's a bad person involved, or character or whatever. It's really good. It's called like a teen US fantasy something, I can't remember exactly, along those lines, on Netflix in the description. But I'm telling you guys, it's really good. I loved it, I really did. So if you've watched it, let me know what you thought, or if you decide to give it a go after listening to me, I'd love to know your thoughts. So come on guys, get on those comments, I want to get talking to you lot. Another great programme that I've watched, but also on Netflix, was called, let me have a look so I forget otherwise. October Faction. Now this one, it took me a little while, and if it wasn't for the fact that I was ill, I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have watched it, because after the first one or two I was a bit on the fence about it all. Because I've been really ill, I've been watching loads of Netflix programmes, because all I could do was just sort of lay on the sofa and feel sorry for myself. So because I was ill, I kept watching it, and when I got to, from about halfway into this is season 1, that hooked me. So it takes a long while to get going, but once it got going, it did hook me. And now I'm praying that they do a season 2, because I want to know what happens. So it's really good. This one's also a sort of fantasy type programme, and it is, I'm doing a lot of ums, I'm sorry, it's because I'm not quite with it still from being ill, so I do apologise. But yeah, it's a fantasy thing, because it's about, I want to say monsters, demons, I don't know, that kind of stuff, and, you know, humans that have got to try and defeat these creatures, but it is really worth a watch, especially if you're ill like I was and you've got some time on your hands. Then I'd give it a go. And like I said, it does take a while to get going, but if you can stick with it, then it's worth it, because the last half of the season was brilliant, and it ended and I was like, no. So yeah, that's worth a watch. What else have I been watching? I've also been watching on Sky Criminal Minds. I'm a big fan of Criminal Minds, and I've watched every season. Really sad to know, but this is the last ever season of Criminal Minds. But I'm enjoying watching that at the moment, and that's something that me and my husband watch together, because he loves it too. I've got him into it. So we are enjoying that. And I've also enjoyed watching the last of the Cold Feet, which was on ITV. That's a show that I watched the original Cold Feet when it first came out in the 90s. So it's nice that they've got all the same characters still, and they've carried it on, just them all being a lot older. So I'm enjoying that. I might be a little bit late on that one, because we recorded it, so it might have finished last month, I'm not sure. But I enjoyed watching that, and I hope that they make another series of that as well, because that is nice to watch. It's a nice fun one to watch with a bit of comedy in it. And I've also watched one more thing I would recommend, and I would really highly recommend this. It's quite funny, because I didn't even know about it, and it was a pen pal who wrote me a letter. We were talking about what we've been watching on TV, and they said, have you watched The Stranger, which is on Netflix, and it's an all British cast, and it's basically a stranger comes up to this guy and reveals secrets that his wife has been keeping from him, and disappears. And then his life starts to unravel from all of that. But she doesn't just do it to him; she does it to other people as well. And there's you know, a lot going on with different characters, and mystery type crimes have happened. People have disappeared. It's really good. From the first one, I was absolutely hooked, and I actually watched the whole thing in a day, because I couldn't stop. So I don't know if they're going to do a second season for that, or if that was just like a one-off thing. I don't know. If you know, let me know, because that'd be great. But have you watched The Stranger? If you have, I would love to know your thoughts. It was really good. I really enjoyed that, and that's probably my favourite thing out of everything I've watched this month. I would say The Stranger gets my 5-star rating for being the best thing I've seen. So that is what I've been watching in February. So I haven't really been reading that much, because I've been ill for most of the month, and it's a short month as well, and we all want to read more, and it's always the best intentions, but the only thing that I've read this month is a book by Laurie Pickett. Is Pickett, let me just check that, yeah, Pickert, and it's called Project-Based Homeschooling, Mentoring Self-Directed Learners. And that's obviously because I homeschool Faith, so it sparked interest with me. I was listening to a homeschool podcast, and it's a UK homeschool podcast, It's called Home Ed Voices UK, I think, or very similar to that. And they kept recommending, all the guests that were on this podcast kept recommending this book as something that's really worth reading if you're homeschooling. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it is actually got some really nice ideas in it. It talks a lot about homeschooling from a young age, which was more difficult for us because we went in at age 11. So it would have probably been easier to have done a lot of the ideas starting from, 4 or 5. But it is an interesting read, and it does make you think. So if you're homeschooling, then I would recommend having a read. If you only use one idea out of the book, it's worth reading, I think, because that's what I tend to do. I don't ever follow anything. I don't read things and then go, right, I'm going to do exactly what this says now, because it's not one size fits all, is it? So I read things and then I just take the little bits that I think are a good idea, are going to fit with us and our situation and our family, and then I mash it all into my own madness that we live. So yeah, I'd give it a go if you're a homeschooler, or if you're thinking about homeschooling and you're not quite sure, it's also probably worth a read, because it might make you think about things differently in terms of the school system we have in the UK. So I would give that book a thumbs up too. So what's new on the blog for February? Well, not as many posts as there would normally be, I can assure you, because like I said, being ill, I have not been working. So let me just give you a quick update. So if there's anything that might take your fancy, then it's worth popping over to the blog to have a nose. I did a post about Lush and the products. I went to a blog evening at our local Lush store and did a blog post about the products they offer that you can use so that you reduce your plastic intake, because obviously it's now become a lot more known to us how the impact of our actions in regards to how much plastic we use as not just a country but as the whole world, and the impact that's had on the environment. So that is worth a look if it's something that you're interested in. I've also done a board game review for 221B Baker Street, which is a board game based on Sherlock Holmes. So if that takes your fancy, you might want to pop over and have a look. I've got the Royal Observatory and Planetarium Greenwich from our day trip that we had back in January. So that's on there, and if it's something that you might want to do, if you ever think about going, then you might want to have a nose at how we got on and what we thought of the planetarium show that we saw there. What else have I done on there? I've done a Valentine's Day night inspiration post, but it's not just for Valentine's Day, because obviously we should be having date nights. Even if you've been married as long as I have, you should still have the occasional date night. If you're on a low budget, then maybe not as many as people who have more money could, but it's still worth making that effort. And there's some low cost dates that you can do as well. So this post has just got 9 ideas in it, and I'm going to be doing some more probably in future with more ideas, maybe like some low cost ideas and maybe some more luxurious ideas and things like that. But this was just a quick one because it was Valentine's Day and I wanted to do something love focused. So if you want some ideas for date night that aren't just dinner and a movie, then you might want to check that out. And the last thing that I've done, I'm just checking my list, so apologise for keep turning my head, but that was an old recipe for chili beef pancakes, which I did about 4 or 5 years ago now, but I updated it and republished it recently because we had Pancake Day, Shrove Tuesday in the UK. I don't know if that's the same everywhere or just for the UK, but it was a good alternative to sweet pancakes, so you can have a proper dinner made from pancakes, and it has a chili beef filling, which you might want to have a go at. And then tomorrow I will be publishing a post about tips on planning your day, which I will be featuring some Collins products that I had gifted it to me. So that's going out tomorrow, and that should have been a February post, but with me being off my game, everything got moved back a bit. So that is about it really for my blog posts for February. Any questions about any of those, then please do leave me comments below, and if you've read any of them and you've got anything you'd like to tell me, then please do, because I love to chat with you guys, and I promise I will reply to every comment that's left for me. And I really want to get talking to you, and I want to get a community going. I want us to talk to each other and have some, you know, connections going on. So do let me know your thoughts on anything that you see on any of my videos or on my blog, because it will make me really happy. So this month we went to the London Anime and Gaming Con, which Faith absolutely loved. That was for her birthday. So if you've not seen it already, take a look at a peek in my week for February, and you will be able to see how we got on there, because that was the week that we went, that was recorded. So there's lots of information on there about what we were up to when we were there. And then it was obviously Faith's birthday on the 19th of the month. So because she'd already had the big trip for her main present for her birthday, we just had the family round on the actual birthday, and we had a Chinese because that's her favourite takeaway, and that was lovely. Apart from that, we haven't really been up to very much because it's just been illnesses. Faith's been really poorly as well. She's had a sickness bug, and after that she only had like about a 10-hour period of multiple sickness, but then since then it's been about a week that she's just been really lethargic, had a lot of headaches, and just not felt herself at all. She seems a lot better. Sort of yesterday she was getting better. Today she's been much better, which is great. But she did say that she felt like she got a sore throat, which I was like, maybe she's catching what I had now, so she's got like the double bug kind of thing, I don't know. Darren has also been really ill. He's had to have a couple of days off work because he was so ill. So it's all been a bit bizarre really. And we've even had my middle daughter Chloe came round to see us yesterday, and then she started being ill as well, you know, actually physically in the loo. Several times, so she had to sleep over last night so we could help with her son, because she's really poorly too. So I don't know if it's my home that's making everyone ill or what's going on, but we've just all been really unwell, and that's meant, you know, we haven't really done a lot. So I'm afraid I haven't got much more for news for this month, but hopefully I'll have a lot more to tell you next month, because I'm hoping that we've all gotten it out of the way now, and we'll be able to be a lot more healthy and happier in March. So that is it for my news and views for February 2020. Thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my other videos. You'll get notified of everything that I post. Lucky you guys. So yeah, and also in all seriousness, please do follow me on all of my social channels too, if you'd like to keep up with my daily goings-ons, especially Instagram, which is where I am every day. I pop on Instagram every day, multiple times, and update my stories. I have a grid post every day and multiple story posts as well, so it's a good place to connect if you'd like to. Leave comments below and I will get back to you, I promise. So what I will do now is I will leave you with a little montage of photographs that have been posted on Instagram on my grid for the month of February. Bye guys!